Bonjour à tous, hello everyone. Je suis Herman, my name is Herman. Welcome back. In today's lesson, we're going to study pronominal verbs, les verbes pronominaux. And we'll still be dealing with ER-Verbs, les verbes en ER. Remember those verbs? Parler, demander, changer, I don't know, many others. Enlever, etc., etc. So, how do we use these verbs in the pronominal form? Les verbes pronominaux. And what's a pronominal verb to begin with? This is what we're going to study today. So let's look at a few examples just to give you an idea of how to obtain a pronominal verb. The first one, in this column on the left, we have verbs that are not pronominal. They are not used in a pronominal fashion. But to the right, we have verbs here that are used in a pronominal fashion, in the pronominal manner. So go ahead and try to come up with the main distinction between these two types of verbs. The first sentence, je regarde la télé. Je regarde la télé, I am watching TV. And here, right across, you have je me regarde dans le miroir. Je me regarde dans le miroir. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. So we have here, I watch TV, or I look at TV literally. I watch TV, and here, I watch myself, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Now let's go on with the second sentence. Alice lave la baignoire. Alice lave la baignoire. Alice is washing the bathtub. Now, how about the sentence across? Alice se lave. Alice se lave. Alice is washing herself. Alice se lave. And finally, le maître réveille l'élève endormi. Le maître réveille l'élève endormi. The teacher is waking up the sleepy student. And here we have le maître se réveille à 5 heures. Le maître se réveille à 5 heures. So, what from these sentences? Alright, like I said, here we have pronominal verbs, and here we have verbs employed in a regular fashion. So what would you say is the main distinction, the main difference between a verb employed in a regular manner and one that is used as a pronominal verb? Well, as you can see from the translations here, in this column to the right, where we're dealing with pronominal verbs, it looks like whoever is doing the action is doing it onto himself or herself. In this column to the left, we had I am watching TV. So the action of watching was directed at the television, right? The TV set. Je regarde la télé. Meanwhile here, je me regarde. I look at myself in the mirror. Look at the second sentence. Alice lave la baignoire. She's washing the bathtub. Meanwhile here, Alice se lave. Alice is washing herself. It looks like here, the subject is doing an action of washing onto herself. And finally, le maître réveille l'élève endormi. So the teacher is waking up the sleepy student. So we have two different people here, the teacher and the sleepy students, and the action of waking up is done onto the sleepy student. Meanwhile, here in this column, le maître se réveille à 5 heures. He's waking up, like literally, he wakes up himself. That's what I mean by that. It looks like the waking up is happening to the teacher himself, right? So from these observations, we could say that the pronominal verb will usually show an action that is being conducted onto the subject itself. It looks like the subject will also be the object of the verb. Again, the subject is also the object of the verb, right? So when I say, for example, je me douche, right? It literally means I shower myself. I, douche means shower, the verb to shower, I shower, and the me here means myself. So the je is doing an action of showering onto itself. So I shower myself. In English, you would not need it. You simply say I shower. But in French, you need to use something, a pronominal, a pronoun, a reflexive pronoun, which is me, which will turn the whole thing here into a pronominal verb or a reflexive verb. So that's one thing. Subject and object are the same, right? And in order to accomplish that feat, we need a reflexive pronoun, which is here me. Me is simply je. Me is je as an object. So je and me are the same. But this one is the subject and this one is the object. That's all it means. So the reflexive pronoun will precede the verb, and me here precedes the verb. So what you see here is the pronoun. So subject, the thing doing the action, verb, and this is the object, the thing receiving the action, the thing or person receiving the action, right? So that's what you will call, so me douche will be a pronominal verb, where both subject and object will be the same. The action will be done onto the subject itself, right? So that's what we mean by verbe pronominal, or a pronominal verb, okay? Now, you see here the me, and the me is attached to je. So I shower myself. So the me means moi-même, which means myself. Te, or T apostrophe in some cases when it precedes a vowel or a silent H, te means toi-même, and it means yourself. Ce, for he or she or on, means lui-même or elle-même. It means himself or herself or itself. Now, nous is also, don't confuse nous subject and nous reflexive pronoun. Nous means nous-mêmes, which means ourselves. So if I were to change the sentence above, je me douche, I shower myself, I shower. If I were to change this one into we shower ourselves, I will say nous. This is the subject. Now we need the reflexive pronoun, which will stand for the object. So since the object is ourselves, so it's nous again. So nous, we have to double the nous. Nous, and then we conjugate the verb as we would usually. Nous douchons. Nous douchons, we shower. We are showering ourselves. So we shower ourselves. That's what it means. Let me make it nice here. So again, we shower ourselves. We, subject. Shower, placed here, douchons. Now we need the reflexive pronoun, which is placed before the verb. Right? It precedes the verb. So for nous, we need nous, which means ourselves. Nous douchons, we shower. So that's how you will use the reflexive pronoun, and together the reflexive pronoun and the verb will form a pronominal verb, un verbe pronominal, or also called verbe réfléchi. Okay, reflexive verb. And for vous, the reflexive pronoun is also vous. And for il and elle in the plural form, which is they, it's ce. All right. So here you can match the subject with the reflexive pronoun. Okay. So look at this. Je me douche. Tu te douches. This is the same te that we had here, placed before the verb. Tu te douches. Il se douche. Elle se douche. And this means I shower myself. You shower yourself. He, she, or it, or we shower himself, herself, ourselves, itself. We shower ourselves. You shower yourselves. Vous, okay? And then il, elle se douche. They shower themselves. Ce means themselves. That's how you will form the reflexive pronoun, the reflexive verb in French. All right, so let's use more examples. Here are a list of more pronominal verbs, ER-Verbs. Se laver, and they are common, very frequently used. Se laver, to wash oneself. Se doucher, to shower oneself. I'm giving you the literal meaning. Se doucher. Se baigner, to bathe oneself. Se lever, to get up. S'essuyer, to dry oneself up, to dry oneself. S'habiller, to get dressed. S'habiller, je m'habille, I get dressed. Se réveiller, here. Se réveiller, to wake up. Se dépêcher, to hurry up. Se reposer, to rest. Se maquiller, to put on makeup. So these are some common pronominal ER verbs, and these are all ER verbs, as you can see. Laver, ER, doucher, ER, because so far we've been learning quite in depth the nature of ER verbs and how they work, their exceptions, etc. So we will stick with ER verbs for now. Se dépêcher, se réveiller, etc., etc., but used in a pronominal fashion. In the infinitive, pronominal verbs will be preceded by se, as you can see here, se. So laver by itself means to wash, laver. Whenever you see laver, it's by itself, it's to wash. If you see se laver, it means to wash oneself. Brosser, it means to brush. Like you can brosser les cheveux, you can brush your hair, or brosser les dents. So se brosser means to brush oneself, right? Je me brosse les dents, I brush my teeth, myself, right? Etc., etc. So se followed by an infinitive is the mark of a pronominal verb. So look at this one, se, here, and pay attention to se. Okay, so here we have an activity, a quiz to end our lesson. So I'm giving you here some context. So when you are late, you hurry, right? You hurry up. And we've seen here that to hurry was that se dépêcher here, se dépêcher, to hurry up oneself, right? Se dépêcher. When the subject and the object are the same. So I hurry myself up, literally. So when late, you hurry. Now, to here is the subject, and we need to place, right after, a reflexive pronoun followed by the verb. So, tu te dépêches, you hurry when late. Quand je suis en retard, when I'm late, quand je suis en retard, je me dépêche. Quand tu es en retard, tu te dépêches. So, tu te dépêches when you are late. So, tu te dépêches. So, we have here the reflexive pronoun te, which matches tu, followed by the verb. Here it was dépêcher, so to hurry. So go ahead and use the following contexts here to help you complete the sentences. So next, when tired, what do you do when tired? Maybe you, what could you do when tired? That will involve a reflexive verb. Oh, you will rest. So look up, to rest. To rest in French, what would that be? And I guarantee you will find here a reflexive pronominal verb. So how would you say when tired? We rest. After a night's sleep, what do you do? Well, or what do I do? Je. So use je and complete the sentence here. When dirty, what do you do? Well, you either bathe or you shower or you wash yourself. So go ahead, or you clean up yourself, all right? So use the appropriate verb, but be sure to write a reflexive pronoun right before. So it should be the verb should be preceded by a reflexive pronoun. And when wet, what do? You probably get dried. You dry yourself up. And when sleepy, what do? You go to bed. In French, there's an expression, se coucher. I'm giving you here the answer. Se coucher. Se coucher. Se coucher means to lie down, to lie down. Se coucher. So how would you conjugate se coucher using je? So using these different context situations, fill in the blanks with the right. These are the subject pronouns. So you need to come up with the matching reflexive pronoun followed by the actual verb. And write it down, read it aloud if you want to, and post your answers in the French lab, and we'll go over that together. Merci et à très bientôt. Bye bye.